My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, specifically the Darkest Raptopia Estate, the second thereof. You're well aware, I have to imagine. Let's talk a little about the health of our run so far, because we are in week 40 and we've only just completed the second of the courtyard missions. How is the pacing of our world going? Are we going to have this complete by week 100? It's essentially what I'm saying. I think at the current rate that we are running, we will definitely be complete for the Darkest Dungeon missions, aside from unforeseeable circumstances and deaths. We'll definitely be complete by week 100 for them. Whether or not we'll then be able to pivot and do the courtyard missions is unknowable to me, because I'm going to have to wait for more infection to arrive so I can get more invitations so that I can go back, unless I want to do it with one crew, and it's a high-level mission right now. Have a look over here. Kill one Viscount, and it's got the invitation to the Countess, so there's at least 2 more missions in here. Viscount spices seem really bad, plus 3 crit, plus 100% healing when eating, and plus 100% food consumed if you have the Crimson Curse. And the Atonement Beads are plus damage and plus crit, negative virtue chance for a Vestal, and the damage and crit are only on melee skills. But if you pair it with the other and you get the set bonus, you get the debuff skill chance and stun skill chance, both increased by 35%. That could be good if the other one's like a bunch of extra healing. Otherwise, probably not worth the while. I have also got to consider the general world that I'm running, as in the health of my stagecoach. So I've got 3 level 5s, and then I've got 5 level 4s, and I've got 5 level 3s. 3 of these level 4s will level up no matter what mission I put them in. So I may want to save them to do, say, a boss, right? They're probably going to want to do something like the Necromancer is a reasonable idea. I don't know if that specific party wants to do the Necromancer, but what I'm saying is I want them to level up while they complete one of the bosses, because they are now the best equipped that anyone can ever be while being available to take out a boss. Because they're at the absolute tippy top of their form before they become next level. Then the level 3s, I'm just working on them. They're just going to be running mid-level dungeons. That's completely fine. The level 2s, I have a lot of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I missed one, so I think it's actually 11 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's 10. So with them, there's a lot of people in here that need to level up. For example, Monty needs to level up. Monty is one of my Vestals. Monty needs to level up. Revieres has needed to level up for a long time. Puchot needs to level up, being one of our only stress healers left, considering the sad fate of the Jester rather. Hughes needs to level up because I invested tough in him and he's good. He is good for it. Dismas needs to level up because I kind of want to do the Reynard and Dismas take out the Heart of Darkness at the end. See if I can get the achievement for that. Gillian needs to level up because Gillian is a fucking Eldritch Slayer, Cove Tactician, Warren Scrounge, Warren's Tactician, Occultist. That's another healer that I can get in a higher level party. Both Derville and Dury need to level up. Dury being an on-guard Plague Doctor and Derville being an Eldritch Slayer Plague Doctor. I only have one higher level Plague Doctor, being Baudet, that I actually just picked up after rescuing them in the previous mission versus the Baron. So I want at least 3 Plague Doctors, well, at least 2, maybe 3 Plague Doctors for the Darkest Dungeon missions, because their ability to just purge Blight from someone or purge Bleed from someone is fucking insane. It's actually bonkers. And there's a couple of bosses that are going to be taking multiple turns per round, which Blight is really, really strong against. Other than that, I'd really like Mulethab to level up, being a natural swing, quick reflexes Vestal. That'll give us 2 Vestals and an Occultist in our higher levels to add to our current 2 Occultists and 1 Vestal, right? That'll give me a broad pool of healers from which to draw, meaning that at all times, I will have a healer available to run a mid-level or a high-level dungeon. That's going to be really, really helpful. So that accounts for, what, the next 5 weeks? If we're going to be leveling up 1 level 2 crew, and then another level 2 crew, and then half of the level 2 and a level 1 crew? That's 3 weeks as short as it could possibly be, assuming I just go one after the other. And then I have the broad base of level 3s that I actually want to be moving into the next phase of the game where I can just ignore low-level missions. Speaking of ignoring low-level missions, I've been ignoring these two bosses for a very long time, the Sodden Crew and the Brigand 8-pounder. Now that I have these people who are so ready to level up, it's time to take them on. So we're going to be using Pusho as a second liner. This is one problem we still do have in these lower levels, and it is going to be considerably problematic for us. We don't have many second liners and front liners. We've got, obviously, Revere's at the moment, being an adventure bounty hunter, really, really powerful, has Slugger, has Evasive, is a Scrounger in this area, has Collect Bounty to do extra damage to humans. He's really strong. So he's definitely a front or second liner. And then we've got a Houndmaster that I usually run in the back line so that I can run Cry Havoc. But instead, I'm going to be running Pusho as a second liner and giving him 3 levels of Blackjack so that he can stun people as well. Which means that my damage is all going to be from this Grave Robber, and also that I have 2 wheeled phobes, both holding stress-increasing trinkets, and no stress healer. I'm not a fan of this either. How much not a fan of this am I? He asks himself. Because I might... If I want to give up lunge, I can just swap these. And that might not be wrong. She is way better at throwing daggers and things like that. And if I am going to be doing physical damage, it's almost certainly going to come out of the Bounty Hunter. This will mean I only have 1 stun in the party that is actually worth using, being Flashbang though. Actually, this seems better. Musada's also coming out on the mission just so that I have damage, right? I want someone that can just fucking pocket the backline with a shot in order to prevent the Brigand 8-pounder from using their damage, and I'm always going to have to be taking a Vessel or an Occultist out on one of these missions, not just for the fact that I want a healer, but also for the fact that I'm going to need to level them up, and the only way to do that is taking them out on the mission. Pusho, if you're not going to be in that line, I guess I'm not going to give you that. Uppercut is not going to be relevant for this particular mission. Mark for Death might be. So I'll level that up. Monty is always just going to have that same build, and Musad... 1, 2... I mean, I guess I can give you Lunge just in case you get put out of position. Lunge is one of the strongest abilities of the Grave Robber. The ability... Grave Robber. The ability to pretty much just say, actually, fuck you. Right? Just the ability to go, this is the end of the fight right now because I say so. But we can't do that right now, unfortunately. I can't afford it. Alright. And that's our party. I do apologize for the amount of time that we just spent. But first off, we are doing boss preparation, so that typically does take longer. And secondly, as I drop Hound's Harry to pick up... Actually, I'm not going to need Guard Dog here. And secondly, it's really important that I take this time to figure out where is this party going overall. Because if I don't... I could easily find myself at week 89 going, wait a second, I actually don't have enough weeks left to win the game. This is something I've seen a couple times, because I've watched fucking a lot of Darkest Dungeon before this. I have watched so much Darkest Dungeon. This is something I've seen a lot of the time where someone's like, oh, wait a second, I now just have to go directly to the end game because I didn't leave myself enough time. And then as soon as they go directly to the end game, they lose. Because, surprise fucking surprise, it's really difficult to go to the end game unprepared. Do I want to take Holy Water this area? No, that's Warren's. I am taking 1 extra shovel than I typically would. Good.
Simple folk are by their nature loquacious, and the denizens of the hamlet were no exception. It was not long before rumors of my morbid genius and secretive excavations began to fuel local legend. In the face of my increasingly egregious flaunting of public taboos, awe turned to ire, and demonstrations were held in the town square.
Okay. Right. We should be good.
The smell of sulfur and gunpowder hangs in the air. The war machine is close.
Fucking of course. Sure. Let's shuffle you, because that's going to mean that these guys only have groping stab up back there. I can also lunge. That will move our Houndmaster back to the position where they can actually start using their abilities, so that's a good idea. That was a lot of damage as well. Nice. Bleed for the kill. And it does. Unfortunate. We have 35% on top of Radiant Light scouting bonus, so we should have scouted there. And then getting surprised. That's fucking ridiculously unlikely for me. Both of them have stun resistance right now. I don't want to get blighted on my front two rows, so I'm going to hit you with the bomb right now. If I am going to prevent an action, it's going to have to be against this fungal artillery, because this guy has too much protection for me to very likely prevent his action. That said, I can stun him again.
May we find victory.
Being out of position here, not particularly great. But hey, it's working. Not dead yet. That's unfortunate. Hey, nice dodge. Okay. Strike him from the sky, smite him.
Maintain the offensive. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Pretty sure we don't have anyone who would force an interaction with that anyway. Okay, so we're gonna go down and then loop back up. That's easy. Hey, surprised them. Beautiful. Now if I can get a scout after this, I'm gonna be really happy. Well, I guess this is just going to soften them up for me. Your skills, I need to reorder. I should reorder everyone's skills just because they're not as clear-cut as I'd like. Not as obviously my ordering as I'd like.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
No, it should be... Hang on. Sorry about this. Damage, stun, utility. Then you are going to go melee, range, or do I want to go order of likely usage? Thrown dagger, flashing dagger, pick, utility. Your abilities always just go across in that line. I don't know if they weren't that way, but they are now. And then Hound's Rush, Hound's Harry, Cry Havoc's Licking Wounds. Beautiful. Okay, we've already got a full stack of deeds. That's something I am going to want to continually stack up. Here, the deeds are going to be important just because I still don't have the final levels of my blacksmith covered.
Eradicated.
The dog acts quickly, so I wanted to make sure that he didn't get an action.
Be gone, fiend.
I will actually save the dog treats to use against the boss, though.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I don't think I can afford to act precious with those. I already have 3 Jades, so that means I'm very likely going to be continuing my Jade stacking. Which I'm actually a little excited by. These don't leave corpses, right? That's gonna make flashing daggers difficult.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Or maybe it's not even necessary.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
We do need both crests and deeds, so I'm gonna have to hold.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Emeralds are pretty good. I'm actually gonna drop the medicinal herbs here. Start a stack of emeralds. Good scout. There's the secret door. At least I still have one key, but I am sad about it. I'm not going to want to backtrack all the way to here, so I guess I'm going to be resting. Resting? I can't rest now.
Trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Definitely going to be picking it up, though. One. I'm very likely to need all of those torches, but I guess I'll just run a little low on torches. That'll have to be okay with me. Also gonna drop this final bandage. That's unfortunate, but it is a lot of money. Like, I can't look at that whole occurrence and say that's unfortunate. That was really good for us, but the choice that it forced us to make was a difficult one.
Annihilated.
Good hit. These are human eldritch, so I actually do get a damage bonus just using my collect bounty. As a result, I'll roll that. 8 to 15 rolls the 8, of course. If everyone focuses on Pusho, we're very likely... Sorry, Pusho. On the second line Fungal Scratcher, we're very likely to be able to take him out. Beautiful. And we do. Very nice.
The weapon that cuts on its own.
I don't think I go for any stuns or anything like that. I think I just keep going for max damage.
As the fiend falls,
What is happening here?
faint hope blossoms.
Oh shit, I can't flashbang in this line. Okay, so I guess I do actually have to change to uppercut. I was wondering why I was never getting those out except for the first battle. I screwed that up. Pretty severely, actually.
Strike.
Ah, that's not good.
Clarified in a single strike.
Only stressed a single target, though. He's dead to his dot over the course of 2 turns. So I'm actually going to take some time here to just go for healing. Because now he gets 1 action and is dead at the start, dead before he gets another. So as long as I get my Vestal to act before him, we're fine. Can I get some stress heal? Yay! Stress heal by 5. Party heal is probably a better idea for the distributed 6. Beauty.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
There's still no treasure, but skeleton keys can be pretty important. There's actually hallway things that ask for skeleton keys in this as well. Man! Do I have to give away my dog treats before I even get to the boss fight? If I want to make the most of my bank, I need money. So, let's sort out our gems. That's from highest to lowest value. Then we've got our heirlooms over here, and then we've got our interactables. The shovels I always have to keep, because digging up graves is ridiculously powerful, and also very likely to be good. I think I'm going to manage my own stress well enough that I can get rid of this stack of gold, food. That'll start a stack of gold. But what else? Is it going to be the dog treats for a key? Yeah, it will be. Not going to open that. That's a trap. Come on, great. Man. Good hunger proc game. Good hunger proc.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Pump the torch so I can try and get the extra scouting. We don't get it, but it's okay. Okay, this is an easy fight. Very nice. Didn't stress heal the whole party, but did stress heal enough of them. Right, I'm actually going to do the healing across, and then a stun. See if I can buy myself another turn of stress healing as well. Unfortunately, the final person is going to have to deal lethal damage to this guy, so unless the Vestal goes last, good. Got him. Couldn't have been better.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
That's where we could have picked up more food. That's what I was holding the medicinal herbs for that I had to throw away earlier. You have no stress on you. You have less stress. Who has the better trap disarm? Both of you are 100. Damn, almost everyone's 100 and you're 95. Ridiculous. Keep pumping the torch. Now that we only have 4 left. Oh shit, that's the boss. That was gonna be the boss. This actually takes a little bit of stress off of our shoulders. We can now rest and then go for the rest of the dungeon. And that means I can run the rest of the dungeon in low light. Ooh, that's sexy. Alright.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
We don't have enough stress or HP that we want to heal that we'll start using a feast, so we can just go half rations and everything will be fine still. I don't think I have... No, I do have prevention of nighttime ambush. Good. That one's a better prevention. This is how we do it. Na 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 na. This is how we do it. I don't know if there's anything I really care about here. Yeah, there's not. Okay, so it's just this is how we do it in Plan Takedown.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Okay. You take that off, put that on. Caltrops are almost certainly not going to be relevant in this fight. But I also don't really want to be pulling people out of position. Uppercut will only ever hit the second row. Okay. Anyone else need to change their abilities for this fight? No. No. Maybe? Guard... No, but they always attack the entire camp as a whole, so Guard Dog isn't going to do anything. Right.
A marvel of technology.
Oh, it's not size 2. I thought it was size 2. Surprised on my part. Now, the Matchman doesn't leave a corpse, and we're going to have to remember that, because it's going to make it a lot easier to deal with the fools behind him. Okay, 2 down. Time to... Dog treats are gone, of course. Oops. This guy does have 200% debuff resistance. I was wondering if the Brigand Pounder actually had the 200% bleed resistance or not. Turns out yes. I just want to get on top of their spawns. I don't want the Brigand 8 Pounder to be able to effectively just spawn someone every single turn and keep above me. So I am just going to be killing them. It's straight up just going to be kill all of the enemies. If I have actions after all the enemies are dead, then you can start hitting the Brigand 8 Pounder. And I should be in that position actually fairly often. Like, here's our first. Of course, this isn't going to be particularly powerful because it's a fucking Pew show, but you understand me. I can mark you, though. I probably should, because I actually have a strong mark body. Okay, 1 down. 2 down, and it's a crit. Nice work. Some extra damage for us. Yeah, may as well kick in all the extra damage. There's no reason to do a party heal yet. If you manage to get to the point that you only spawn 1 Brigand Matchman, you're fucked. several shades of completely fucked. That's unfortunate. Alright, Pusho. Looks like you're going. It is marked for 1 round, so... Woo! Nice crit. Okay, 1 in front, 1 behind. Not too difficult to deal with. There goes the matchman. Beautiful. 2 free actions. I will go for the mark again. Even though it's not lowering the protection of the Brigand 8-pounder, if I do ever get the Brigand 8-pounder to only spawn 1 enemy, like right now, fuck yes, I'm gonna have a free action that I can roll against him. There's 8 damage for you. That's not okay. That's not okay either. You might get an action here if I miss. 78, 78. Good. Managing to dodge her attack, I was thinking was not going to be possible. She has plus 18 to her accuracy right now, on top of being ridiculously accurate by base. Nice crit. 2 extra damage, don't mind if I do. If everyone focuses on the Brigand 8-pounder next turn, we can probably kill it. But I also don't want to take that risk. I may as well just continue what's been working for me so far. Alright. Sure, just get that one. That whole round was mismanaged. Nice crit, though. Down on 17. Only like a round or 2 from killing it now. Beautiful. That's the lowest damage I could have done as well. Good crits. Yeah, this is why I wasn't so worried about the Brigand 8-pounder. I didn't think it was going to be a problem. I did think it was going to be size 2, and I thought there was a possibility that I'd be able to debuff it, but we all make mistakes. Especially me. Nice 2 damage. Nice 2 damage. It resisted my bleed! Oh no! It's a shame it has huge debuff resistance as well. Otherwise, you could have the Flagellant effectively continue lowering its... Wow. Hang on. Good. You could have the Flagellant effectively continue lowering its bleed by hitting it with the debuff, and then eventually bleed just solid metal. Alright. Bye-bye.
Corpse of twisted metal and splintered wood, at home amongst the headstones.
You do have a round. I was worried about that. Rushed shot. Hits for 4. I mean, I am going to be continuing the dungeon, so... Thank you for not missing your shot earlier when you needed to hit the Fusilier, though.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
This one's actually worth something to sell, so it's probably worth more to me right now than the medicinal herbs. Yeah. We aren't finished the dungeon yet, though. Who has the highest blight resist? 60. Excuse me, on both the Houndmaster and the Grave Robber.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Right, now I don't care about torches at all. I care about the deeds more than I care about the Sly Eye patch as well.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Beautiful. Another 2 torches as well. So I'm likely to go...
Nature herself.
Yeah, if I didn't get that hunger proc, I was likely to go
Corruption.
here and then all the way up and then all the way back down, but now I might just have to end after I finish this fight. That's unfortunate for me. Damn it! Really wanted to try and get that Rabid Gnasher out before it got a turn. I mean, I still did, but not like this. Good stun. Unfortunately, that stun turned the light on, so now I have to remember to try and turn the light out before the end of the battle so that I get more loot. And I don't have a Holy Water to interact with this. The game did try to give me a Holy Water earlier, but it wasn't really worth taking at the time. Split Daggers guarantees that one of them dies this round. I have to get those stress heals off now whenever I have the opportunity. Fucking dodge. Alright, well, random marked. Here we go. Beautiful. Let's buy myself a free round of actions if I can. And stress heal. 7, 12, 1. Okay. Not a huge amount left. Turn the light out. Kill. What did I just say? Was supposed to be kill. There's that glint of gold he was talking about.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I could easily get a hunger proc in the next room, as in the next space that I move into. So that actually has to be the end of my journey. That's unfortunate. Oh well. I did throw away food earlier in order to take more loot, so I can hardly complain too loudly. Flawed release? Irrelevant. Caltrops doesn't have a high crit mod anyway. Irrepressible's pretty good, Evasive's pretty good. Both of those are pretty good on the heroes that they're on as well. As in, Irrepressible on a Vestal, and then...
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me.
Calm having Calm. Calm actually isn't too bad. It's not too bad for one important reason, and that's that Calm, being a man-at-arms, is almost always stunning in the first round, and the stun doesn't do enough damage to have Calm significantly affect it. So it's not too bad whatsoever. Is that also going to tell me how much money I got from... No, okay, it doesn't tell me how much money the bank gave me, but our money situation is getting better. Overall, it's gonna be an overall. You're gonna have to look on the large scale in order to see how much that's actually helping us. Great, now the fucking Sodden Crew is only gonna give us a Hero's Ring. Here's something. I'm unable to go to the Warrens for this right now. We're still missing Brakra. I could take Restraining Padlock and then sell it. That's plus 12 deeds. And a really large amount of money. As well as the fact that a long dungeon is almost guaranteed for me to end up with full stacks of things that I really want to be keeping. Let's have a quick look over here. What's the last... It's only 24. I could actually probably trade 2... No, okay, I can't trade 2 for it right now. Hang on. I can trade 3 for 1 deed, and then I would be able to take Furnace. I think I have to do that right now.
In the end, every plan relies upon a strong arm and tempered steel.
The reason for this is if I do want my economy to roll out of control, I'm going to want to pay absolutely as little as I can for absolutely everything that I take. Sharpening Sheath lowers speed, makes it bad. Heaven's Hairpin is fine, but if I'm going to be taking something that's going to give extra things above 75 Torch for Hellion, Plus 10 accuracy is already on the Sun Ring for above 75 torch. Negative 25 stress is pretty good, sure. But I usually do dedicated stress healing, so aside from that, I might want 15% extra damage. And guess what? That's a fucking Sun Ring, apparently, is what I've just described. I think it's very likely that I either go for this long mission over in the Warrens, or where was it? This long lower level mission over in the Weald. The reason that I would be doing that one is because there are so many people in this lower area that I want to be leveling up. Except not many of them are frontliners, so it does make things difficult. That is the Sodden crew. The Sodden crew I don't think can be bled particularly easily, because I think they're undead. I'll have a check on those kinds of things, and I'll be able to figure out exactly what kind of crew I want to be taking for each of these missions in between now and the next episode. My name, for the moment, has been Rhapsody. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. The name of the game has been Darkest Dungeon. There is a playlist in the description down below with all of my contents of the game, past, present, and future, and hopefully we'll see you next time.